Hi, it's me again with Corel Tips and Tricks, part 2 of this. Really disappointed, can't really do it, but I think I've got it figured out. I use object to path. So this is our opening. And if we go to Windows, Dockers, and Properties, I made it as close as 14 inches as I could. Matter of fact, I could actually make this 14.001, make them the same. It's going to round it off. But anyway, we have our, this is our finger joint. There's actually 1/8 of an inch. And we have 14. So this time we're going to use the blend tool. On the blend tool, you have to have 2 objects. Doesn't matter, but I'm going to hit T to put them parallel. And we're going to get out a calculator, and 14 divided by 0.25, we need 56 items to go along this, and hopefully this will work. So we're going to go to Effects and Blend. I'm going to grab the 2, and I'm going to blend them 55 times. Because we already, well, no matter of fact, I'm going to blend them 54 times because of the fact that we already have 2. I'm going to hit Apply. I'm going to get right here and blend. Got to click on it. Blend on new path. Click on our path. Blend along full path. Now, I forgot one step. We need to blend along full path and rotate objects. So there we have it. Now it's in the center, but we can work with that. Now I'm going to go and I'm going to break the blend apart so I can grab, I don't have to. I want one of those squares. I'm going to make a duplicate of it. And you can see it's actually halfway between the paths. So we need to make 2 of these. And I'm going to do that. Whoop, don't do that. Move it. Grab them both, hit T. I don't think it matters. And then I'm going to go 54, which gives us 56. Blend along new path. Put on our path. Blend along full path. We don't have to rotate it this time because they're like that. Now, what I think I can do, and I'm going to do it to the straight line first, is I'm going to take, well, you know what, before we do that, let's just check. Let's put this at, okay, I've got to go to Object and break the blend apart to rotate it to 0. I'm going to just check and see if it should blend it at the same. Because that one's going to fit into, well, I'm going to have to get a little zoom in here. And if we take this and put it right there, you can see they match up. Now, whether they're going to match up, he did, I sent him the first video and he said he found some very bendable plywood. I guess I've heard of that before, but I never thought about it. So what we need to do, the only thing I have against the blend is that it, let me make sure I hit ungroup all, is that like if you use object to path, there's really no path. Anyway, I'm going to take my shape tool and I'm going to move this line up to that point. I'm going to go down the bottom. And if you have no interest ever doing this, and I would hold down my control button when you do that. Now, we are, our squares are 0.125, so we're going to change our nudge factor to 0.625. And I'm going to take my path and nudge it over. That gives me this. I'm going to hope this works. Okay, now I'm going to group it together for a second. Control G. and I'm going to, let's say we want it 1 inch apart. I'm going to hit the plus key on the keyboard and make it 1 inch. But then I'm going to mirror it sideways so my nodes are on the outside, or my finger joints are on the outside. Now, the best way to do this, I'm thinking, instead of trying to weld all those lines apart, and he might have to do a little manipulation because we're starting at a different point on the bottom of the deal, and the nodes are going to match up, but that can be remedied, I think. Now, instead of trying to weld this, because I don't think it'll weld, let's just try it. And no, it did not. So let's back up. It doesn't really matter if we back up or not. One way we can always do it is take a rectangle, get the Smart Fill tool and fill that in, and then move that out of the way, and then fill that in and move it out of the way. Left click, right click. There is our border. Whenever you use the Smart Fill, make sure you get off of it. So we can delete all this. I think this is going to work with the exception that he might have to adjust and cut that board off at the bottom and make it longer to make these match, because these match right here. So we're going to have to make that a little shorter. Now we're going to have to do the same thing to the other one. This is a little bit more difficult, but let's see if I have it. Yeah, I've got it broken apart. And I'm going to go to effects, and I'm going to contour. I'm going to contour the outside 0.0625, which is half of an eighth of an inch, a 16th of an inch. Now I think I can get rid of my red line. I'm not going to get rid of it. Okay, I got to break the contour apart. Sometimes if you don't see it, you've actually got to go back and select it all. Go up to object, break the 3 objects apart. We want to get rid of the red line. And then bring this back. Now what I want to do is I want just the outside line. So let's do this. Let's get this way out of the way. Matter of fact, we don't need it because this is our real one. I need to, you know what I'm going to do? I don't like multiple nudging, so I'm going to change my nudge factor like to 4 inches and nudge that out of the way. Now we need just the inside line. Okay, and here's a little deal that I didn't break that up. That wasn't part of the blend. Matter of fact, I need to go here and probably group them all. I'm going to ungroup them first to make them all the same, and then group them. Now, I'm going to put this back. We need the inside line to stay. So we're going to get rid of the outside line. And what we're going to do is take the shape tool and shift select both these, right click and break it apart. And we're going to take our virtual segment delete key and delete that outside line. Now we need to go here. Now we do need you can't just have a piece of wood. Let's see how close we are. I think we're going to be good. We're going to take that, and we're going to, it won't let me contour the inside. I don't know why I can't contour the inside. Let me try this. Let me make this something other than a hairline. And we're going to go up to Object, convert it to an outline, left click, right click. That's what we need right there. Because you need a piece of wood like that. So what we're going to do now is take this. This is, I'm not going to say over a lot of people's head, but it is. We want to get rid of the outside line. So I'm going to select that one, shift select that one. And I don't mean anything by that. It's just that if I was doing this for myself, it would seem to be easy. Whoop, that wasn't a broken apart. So take all these and break them apart. Right click, break apart, and then you can delete that line. Whoop, I must not have ungrouped that or broke it apart. I'm going to select, okay, there we go. Now, I don't like those 3 nodes. That means it's not really connected. So what I'm going to do is take this and combine it. Well, it won't let me combine it. Maybe it's all one piece. Yeah, it's all one piece. It just looks bad. And I should have probably left that little, well, that ain't going to work either. Maybe, did I save this? Nope. Basically I need another line. Let's see if it'll let me contour now. I'm going to have to go like 1/4 of an inch or 0.125. Okay, that's perfect. Go up here and go to Object, break contour apart, get rid of that center line. That's exactly what we needed. I'm hoping. Because now, let me get this box out of the way. And let's take a rectangle. Hopefully this is going to work. And it did. And then I can fill that in, move it over, left click, right click in red, and it works. So this is a solid piece of wood. And I think this is and this might have even worked out better when I did contour it. Okay, this is his original piece. It had tabs on the bottom, and he knows how to do that. This worked out perfect by what I did. Because if we take this right here, it's going to fit right there. And look at that. And then if he's got the bendable plywood, and for the one I'm doing this for, I'm going to send you this file. It might not be your size. You've got the other thing saved. Because this might help you, and I would maybe just start over with that side. And I hope you know what I mean by this is what it's going to look like. Let's use brown like some sort of wood. That's going to be your outside. That's going to be your board. And it just happened to work. Okay, we're at 14.8 inch. I don't know what the curve is. You might have to do a little trimming, but that works there and that works there. And bendable plywood might help you because the fact that you could, a lot of times when I bend stuff like that, I have to use like a living hinge. And a living hinge is going to give you some flexible to go around these corners. Now, if all else fails, put it back in the laser and, you've got when you cut something like this out, you've got a hole, put it back in there and cut your lines where it'll be in 3 pieces. So this straight part versus this straight part. And if you cut them into 3 pieces, it might bend easier when it's not attached to the other parts. I hope that makes sense. But I'm gonna I'm gonna just share with you these 2 files or this file. And if you stayed with me watching all, I thank you. But this was, I've done stuff like this before, and it worked out good, but I've never had a corner that sharp. Anyway, I hope that helped somebody someday, and thank you for watching.